Chiro Hustle. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession on the world's #1 chiropractic podcast. Before we dive into this powerful episode, please remember to subscribe to our channels and give us a 5-star rating on iTunes to continue hustling. This episode is brought to you by Excite Medical and the DRX 9000, Peach State Payments, Recover, Chiro HD, Softwave, Cool Blue BA, Chiro Health USA, Chiro Script AI, Chiro Moguls, The Chiro Speaking Company, Pure Chiro Notes, 5-Star Forge, Titronics, Sherman College of Chiropractic, Life Chiropractic College West, and the IFCO. You can benefit from our full list of sponsors by visiting the sponsor page at chirohustle.com/sponsors. Links in the description. Now, let's hustle.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 697 of the Chiro Hustle Podcast. I'm your producer, Luke Millette. Here's your host, James Chester.
So today we have the opportunity of interviewing Dr. Matthew Mancuso. And if you want to hear about his story of being a sick kid to supporting NetworkSpinal, stay tuned for the full episode. Welcome back. This is another episode of the Chiro Hustle Podcast. Today it's Matthew Mancuso. Love this dude's story. I think you guys are going to all take a lot away from our conversation today. We're already on fire. But before we jump into his life on the journey, becoming a chiropractor, practicing internationally, NetworkSpinal, it's an emerging, growing part of chiropractic that I think he's going to be really excited to talk about. He's moving to France soon, so really cool. We're going to get him connected with some French chiropractors. And the brief time that he spent abroad in Ireland, we're going to talk about that story too. But before we jump into all of that, I'll let you know why we do what we do over here at Chiro Hustle. Well, first things first, it's freedom of speech. We protect that. I think it's very important. We know what it's like to be traffic throttled. We know what it's like to be shadow banned. And we definitely know what it's like to be censored. And we'd never do that to you. We also believe in medical freedom and family health freedom. They're not the same things, but if you're looking for that, find a chiropractor. They're going to guide you. They're going to take care of you and your family. We also protect BJ Palmer's last words. That's a sacred trust. If you don't know what that is, please go to the show notes, click on the link, and check out BJ Palmer's sacred trust. You're going to learn more about chiropractic than you ever did beforehand, I guarantee you. We also believe in subluxation-based chiropractic. If you're connected with a chiropractic student, they're not getting philosophy at their schools, please share the show with them. That's like my ethical bribe to you to educate the youth. Like, take this episode, send it to chiropractic students that need it. First year grads, second year grads, fifth year grads, share the show. And then we believe in universal intelligence, educated intelligence, and innate intelligence. We believe that when man or woman the physical gets adjusted, it connects them to man or woman the spiritual. And with that, this is episode 697. Matthew, welcome to the show.
Pleasure to be here, James. This is awesome.
I'm excited, dude. This is this is a really good journey that we're going to be on together.
Groovy.
So chiropractic. You says here in your bio that you were called to be a chiropractor.
Yeah, I mean, the short version, I'm completely unhireable in literally any other profession, having tried many of them. But as we were saying, like before things were going, some of us, we were built differently. We were built not to fit into this world. We were built not to participate in this world, but to be an example of that which is next. And so we've got to find a different path. Life made sure that we wouldn't have the wiring to just participate in a normal, mundane way in the world. So we'd have to be drawn to our soul's calling as quick as possible. And so that's the short version of, yeah, I was called because, I mean, man, after going through literally everything else that I knew and trying to find these different paths in, I mean, I was working in television for a while. I was working as a drug rehab counselor for a while, like working in like not so much construction, but demolition and just all these different like odd bits, or even reading tarot cards in nightclubs. There was nothing that quite had that sense like I can land here. And then after 2 years of my chiropractor telling me you should be a chiropractor, and then my therapist going, no, really, you should listen to your chiropractor. I thought, let's check this out. And I did just a brief, the internet was fresh and new at that point. So it was on Yahoo, not even Google. But did a little homework and found this stuff about there's universal intelligence in all matter, which organizes it and maintains it in existence. All this, the fundamental philosophy is what I found when I searched for it. And I was like, holy shit, man. Why didn't my doc ever tell me that? This is what I'm here for.
That's why we do what we do. Like you said, like the fundamentals, the baseline, the base of chiropractic is so rich.
Yeah.
Like we have to guard it well. That's the beautiful thing about having philosophy.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed over my time, 16 years of being in this marketplace and working with chiropractic, other groups love to steal chiropractic ideology and philosophy and fundamentals, and they try to package it and sell it as theirs, from pharmacies to people that do stretching.
While hilariously, chiropractors are selling their philosophy and just getting rid of it so that they can be accepted into a medical model that's currently in its death throes. They're taking our philosophy while we're trying to fit in with what they were. It's hilarious. It would be hilarious if people weren't dying because of it. But yeah, dude, people are hungry for what we actually are. We don't have to try to, package it into like small little consumer acceptable bits. Like, dude, no, you offer it. People want it.
Well, it's such a rich philosophy. That's the thing is, if everything just had the base of chiropractic philosophy, everything would thrive a little easier. There'd be less resistance. There'd be more lightness. That was the part I was going to talk to you about before we went live, is about the subluxation and the adjustment. Usually I leave all this stuff, the good stuff, on the cutting room floor. But when somebody gets adjusted, whether it's a high force, high velocity, or whether it's a network style, low force wave adjustment, the body will adapt into where it's supposed to be and be more light. That's the part where people can't really understand. That's the woo woo of chiropractic, is the body gets more lightness in it when it's not subluxated. It corrects the misalignment, allows the body to flow the way it's supposed to without any interruptions or without any disconnect. That's the part where we have to consistently talk to people, but it's hard to have that conversation because most people just aren't ready to hear it that way.
Well, part of it as well, and if I can be a little controversial, it's that most chiropractors haven't had a chiropractic enough experience. The philosophy has been left as a concept, and how many people have fully embodied that experience, actually gotten a sense of, holy shit, every atom in me is connected to every atom in the universe. And not by mushrooms, but actually by having a clear nerve system, you have that moment of, oh my God, I am one with it all, and I'm responsible to it all. When you have more of those kinds of experiences, chiropractically, you're like, oh, this isn't just a belief. It's not that I'm just sitting at the pulpit going through my chiropractic Sunday mass, and then I go about doing my usual week. I'm like, no, this is the air I breathe, the water I swim in. My life is my prayer. So it's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. When I go give talks at places, Matthew, I'm like, look, you guys should all make a list of every chiropractor in your city, and you should get to know them. You should create a philosophy night if that's what you need to do. You should all get together and read green books or talk about philosophy things. And I was like, and then maybe you have somebody you can refer to. Maybe you can get adjusted too. Maybe you got a new buddy to go have lunch with. I don't know.
You mean chiropractors actually getting regular care? How bizarre.
You said it. Most chiropractors don't understand philosophy because they don't understand the chiropractic experience.
And again, to be daring and actually getting regular re-exams so you can make sure the care is tailored to you? Ooh, that would be accountability. That's deeply un-American. What are we talking about?
I love it.
Yeah, man, I agree. For us to, when we walk our talk, people hear it better. It's not do what I say, not what I do. When you are walking your talk, when you are living this like purpose, people feel it from you. They hear your words more easily. You don't have to preach as hard.
Well, I believe that the profession is still big time undiscovered. And, I hear a lot of times people tell from the stage, I have a lot of respect for people that speak from the stage, by the way, because that takes a lot of integrity. Or
insanity.
That too. But here's the thing. the things that they shared with me about like the potentiality for the profession is 7 to 10% of like people like continuously get care throughout a year, or I think something like that. But the insanity is that there's 90% of the other people, 93% of the people out there that we just have to like share chiropractic with them. And they have to understand that chiropractic is like a great source for them to start with instead of last ditch effort go to. And that was your story too, man. You said medicine, psychiatry, Chinese medicine, Reiki, nutrition, applied kinesiology, and then chiropractic.
Yeah, I exhausted every opportunity available within the existing medical paradigm and the known alternative paradigms. Because long story short, I mean, I was just ill right out of the womb. I came out of the womb just like meconium filling my lungs, filled with my own poo, and then just couldn't digest my mom's own milk. I mean, the shit I'm built for, my system was so subluxated, it didn't know how to respond to. And so by the age of 3, I fall off the top of a slide, land on my head, to think I'm dead for 5 minutes. And so that's when they finally thought, oh, maybe we should take him to a chiropractor. But they only took me for a couple visits because the chiropractor didn't communicate the necessity of an actual care plan. So I had a couple adjustments, and that was it. And then went back into having constant migraines, asthma, anxiety, depression. You ever seen the movie Alien? You know Alien? You know the thing that bursts out of their chest? I was developed like I would be sitting there curled against the lockers in high school because they were cool. So they brought a little comfort while this alien was trying to burst out of my chest feeling, because my body didn't know what to do with food, let alone humans. I mean, because humans are their own thing. I mean, I didn't quite fit into a lot of being like bullied and whatnot. And I only developed muscle at the age of 16. So before then, awkward. Long story short, by this point, I have tried so many different things, and my parents have brought me to so many places asking, what do we do with him? Through the lens of what's wrong with him? How do we fix him? So I developed like full-blown eating disorders by 16, and I'm psychiatrically institutionalized 4 times by the time I'm 19. And something happened around the last time that landed. I've been living the wrong question. I've been looking for what's wrong with me, and everyone's been giving me their best answers. And you ask a silly question, you get a silly answer. What is it that needs to happen to let me finally be free? What within me has kept me going through all of this that is stubbornly persisting and keeping me alive in spite of my own and medicine's best attempts to get me off this earth? And through all that is when a friend finally mentioned, hey, you should check out this other chiropractor.
Well, that's, I think, a big part of why we resonate so well together, because I understand the journey that you've been on. And I mean, we all have our youth time and the things that we had deficiencies with, or the issues that we had to grow up through. But I think it's really a great introduction for you to find all of these healing arts at such a young age. Most people don't find this stuff until they're like in their 30s or 40s, man. So for you to find all these disciplines at a young age and then finally chiropractic, what was it like on that journey of like, I'm going to go try this. Now it's time to try this, and that's not working. I need to try this.
Miserable, desperate. Again, the 4 psychiatric institutionalizations were for suicide attempt and stuff. So I wasn't having a great time. And I was still so bloody minded, determined to find
you're going to
something.
get the cure.
And I also very quickly realized all of these doctors who were telling me like all these diagnoses and treating those, and like, you know, the anxiety, depression, bipolar. And once you stop trusting the doctors, they call you paranoid, schizophrenic. So after going through enough of that, there was a little bit of like a willful, stubborn, like, oh no, I'm going to live purely despite all of them that kicked in. And so on one hand, I mean, you could say like, oh, wow, you've explored all these things so early. To me, it was just my life. You know, it's like, it was what needed to happen. It's like
Survival.
innate is so adaptable, right? The nervous system is so adaptable. And what if it didn't have to work so hard to adapt?
You made it to Chiro Hustle. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession on the world's #1 chiropractic podcast. This episode is brought to you by Excite Medical and the DRX 9000, Peach State Payments, Recover, Chiro HD, Softwave, Cool Blue BA, Chiro Health USA, Chiro Script AI, Chiro Moguls, The Chiro Speaking Company, Pure Chiro Notes, 5-Star Forge, Titronics, Sherman College of Chiropractic, Life Chiropractic College West, and the IFCO. You can benefit from our full list of sponsors by visiting the sponsor page at chirohustle.com/sponsors. Links in the description. Now, let's hustle. And then you find chiropractic. So tell me that, like, introduce yourself into your now found, like, this is the answer.
Well, even then, I mean, apparently stubborn runs deep in me because, as I said, it took me 2 years of going through that to finally listen to the doc who telling me I needed to be a chiropractor. So I don't know what that is. Is it just being male?
But like, when did it turn around for you? Like, when did you start to see
within the
results?
Within the first few adjustments. And fun fact, I might be like, hi, network poster child. That was just like a Flying 7 style doc. You know the Flying 7?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But my system was like, innate was so desperate that it was like, please put me in the right direction. Put me in, coach. I want to play. And so he was taking care of me. And I noticed quickly, I mean, I went in there because my shoulder finally started hurting. That's what actually pushed me over the edge, which is hilarious. But it's because when my shoulder started hurting, I had a memory. And it was when my dad was a kid, my grandma took him to a chiropractor for his polio. He had no post-polio syndrome. If this shit could help my dad with polio, maybe it could help me with this shoulder. I'd given up hope on everything else. But the shoulder, I thought, okay, at least something can help. I don't know when the shoulder pain went away, James, because within the first few sessions, I could eat food again. Pizza was back on the menu. The migraines were gone. I actually could start seeing a silver lining to things like, oh, every silver lining doesn't have a big black cloud. It's the other way around. Oh, there's hope. So my experience was that, and this guy telling me over and over that I should be a chiropractor. And yet my crazy educated brain going, yeah, no, that's not quite for me. I need to do, I don't know what I thought I needed to do. It was clearly not sane at the time. We still had subluxations.
So can we switch gears a little bit and go towards the optics of the student? Maybe give some advice to like the young DCs, because you know I open up and I'm like hitting the heavy bag. I'm like, share this with the student, you know, and I think if we're going to inspire like the minds and hearts of our future DCs and keep them on fire, we should share some knowledge to them.
Oh, please and thank you. That's honestly one of my greatest joys. Like, I love being able to travel and teach network, but my greatest joy is the Friday night philosophy talk I'll do at the schools or connected to the schools beforehand. Just like a free thing to bring in all the students and talk to them either on philosophy or business, because I find they need both. They're usually like really weird on one or the other. What I would say straight up to a student, because how could they be otherwise? The schools have forgotten philosophy. The schools have forgotten the actual science as well. So
how do you think it's crazy that I have to open up my show that we've almost done 700 episodes saying, please share this show with the chiropractic student, because they're probably not getting philosophy at their colleges.
Exactly. And that's why one of the things I would say to a student is, I realize that school is a lot. I realize there's a lot that you are trying to learn, being immersed in. There's a lot of work. And honestly, you can't just think everything you get in school is going to give you what you need. You've got to stretch beyond the campus. You need to get out into different seminars. You've got to explore whatever seminars come through your area. I don't care what it is. Explore it all. School is your Hogwarts. It is your opportunity to explore all the different kinds of magic that are available in this chiropractic world. Even if you already think you know what's up. Hilariously, I thought I was going to be a CBP doc when I started chiropractic school. That's a little different than where I'm at right now. So allowing yourself to explore that full range of technique. Yes, also science. Studying all of what's actually available. There's shit going on with neurology that will blow your freaking mind when you realize what's happening. It turns this stuff from philosophy being a concept into a reality. And above all, hang with the people who know the heart and soul of chiropractic, the philosophy. Because most schools don't even teach it as anything other than a historical footnote. And the reality of it is the philosophy brings it to life.
And I know you said that this is something you love very much. So where did you learn yours? Where did you go to like tap into your philosophy?
I was rather blessed. I when I started at Life West back in 2002.
Who
And
was
at that
president then?
club,
Okay.
and in that era, the school was a nexus of like in-depth science. I mean, beyond just like biomechanics of a joint, but the neurology of the whole system. And then also like connecting with some of my teachers, like Dan Murphy, was helping me build the connection between the neurology and the energetics. And so seeing how all of that actually plays together. And then Norm Strutton really getting a sense of how like different levels of pressure at any part of the body stimulate different parts of the brain and nerve system. And so I had availability of that. It was a nexus of all the different techniques. And so our Fridays, like every Friday before lunch, we had a seminar where a different person would come in and talk. So we would have people like, oh, Reggie Gold, coming to talk to us, or we had the Donnie Epstein on the other hand, or the Deed Harrison, or the Sue Browns. And so I was fortunate that I had this fire hose. The classes were what they were, but the space was just like attracted all of these people in. And so from quarter one, it was Sue Brown of BGI, who I stumbled in and like fell in love with her like perspective, her philosophy. This notion that everything, all of what's happening in subluxation is just bound potential. It's this notion that innate, intelligently even organized subluxation, it just forgot where it put it. And that it's all this energy waiting for later. Why are we trying to get rid of what's bound, but instead help the intelligence use it? It just made me think like, wow, that which doesn't kill us truly makes us stronger. That which we survive gives us the seeds of greatness if we then have the space and the sanity, the intelligence to use it. And so, yeah, I mean,
And
between her,
but
Reggie, and then Donnie.
that's why it all works, because chiropractic biophysics works, network works, BGI works. Like they all work. And see, here's my conversation a lot of times. I'm like, look, every chiropractor's an artist. The way that they adjust your spine and take care of your body is their art. And I was like, if you just do one thing for me, just take their recommendations and listen to what they do and stick with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not that one time is going to be the life changer. Then I code into them like a stamp, like a tattoo on them. I say, by visit number 7, you're probably going to become our number 1 referral source.
Mm-hmm.
So I fast track them and future pace them and let them know that this is going to be something you're going to stick with. Mm-hmm. And when I hear what you're saying there, all chiropractic is artistic. And that's the part where we have to come back into like the golden age of this profession, is we have to start believing that the adjustment is the art of the practitioner and that it's beautiful. And that when somebody gets like the ability to get care from somebody, what a gift. What a gift. And that's why I my last talk I was giving a different state associations. The opening slide was me spanking chiropractic. And the next slide was this manipulation's for you, because chiropractors have devolved the language into such a point that they call what they do a manipulation. Pisses me off.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, and this is where, if I can again say something that might be it might ruffle some feathers.
Gloves are off, man.
Oh, good. The art is one of the 3 pieces that's really important. And yes, every chiropractor has an art, and that's wonderful. And yet we then also go into this, and everything's equal. It's all great and groovy, kumbaya. There's also a science. Are you then tracking yourself clinically to see, is my art actually helping the fucking person on the table? Is it actually delivering the talk, the philosophy that I'm saying? Am I actually measuring something beyond just my own confirmation bias through my hands to ensure it's happening? Because it's one of those pieces. We are all artists. That is an essential bit. And I'm both a mystic and a scientist. I'm like tracking so much crap in my office, like EEG, human stress response, HRV, as well as spinal EMG and all the rest, to see, is my art helping this person? And how can my art improve based on this actual human being? How can my art be better? It's not, I'm already great. It's cool, I'm good at what I do. And you're going to make me better because you're going to show me what you need.
And that's adaptation, both for the practitioner and for the person.
You mean the practitioner actually has to grow? It's not we show up at the table and like it's just about them and don't look at the guy behind the curtain. We're fine. Everything's fine.
Well, I think
Holy shit! Now you're
turn the
next thing you're
page.
gonna be talking about accountability. Oh my god!
Turn the page back a few. But the thing that what you were talking about there is like these big franchises that don't do X-ray. And I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but when you're just popping and praying,
oh god,
with the adjustments, I made this post the other day on social media. I said, do you think it's chiropractic is better for the understanding of like, is it better because of the TikTok videos that people understand the profession better?
Oh.
And most everybody
my opinion.
But most everybody was like, no.
You got all these videos, but no context.
Yes.
And so
yes.
just further
there's no journey.
Right.
There's no documentation.
Yeah.
It's just I call it vanity metrics.
It's purely that.
People just want vanity metrics.
And dude, even on my side of the spectrum, you have pop and pray. I still call it poke and pray. Because if you're doing the same shit and you're like, got all these people making huge waves and stuff, cool. Did it actually help their nerve system, or are they just high as a kite on their own endorphins? You've got to be accountable to the outcome for the person, because that's the point. It's not about you being good. It's not about you feeling amazing and like, wow, look how awesome I am. It's, is this person's soul better off because they met you? Not just from faith, but from actual knowing.
I love this conversation. I know we don't have a whole lot more time today, but let's talk about mentorship. Who are some of the people that have helped you become the doc you are today?
Okay, it's going to be a list. But just starting from the beginning, meeting Sue Brown was fucking amazing. Dr. Rebecca Nystrom over in like San Rafael, California as well. She was a mentor of mine. On the flip side, Donnie Epstein. Once I met him, third quarter of Chiro school, I'm like, who is this crazy mutant? And he's like inspired a lot of my path since. And I'm so grateful that he continues to not fire me. And also Danny Knowles, because that man has support, like he saw the potential in me and gave me a few ideas to run with. My gift is being an implementer. His is seeing what the gap is. And so it was great. He's like, here's what you need support in. And I just ran with it. And so I'm so grateful that he continues to be that support for me. Also, I mean, Rochelle Knowles, because anytime I connect with her, I remember what is the best in all of us, because that woman is walking heart. And so those are a few of the mentors off the top of my head.
And I know I love so many of the people you mentioned there. I never got a chance to meet Sue, but the network crew, I've gotten to know each of the people you mentioned there, and they're all pretty amazing.
They're pretty neat.
Mm-hmm. You're blessed to have such good people in your corner.
Oh man, I mean and I could go on for another 40 minutes, but those.
And I know you have there's a next chapter in you. You just mentioned to me that you're headed back to Europe.
Yeah. So fun fact, when I graduated chiropractic school 2005, I ended up in the northwest corner of Ireland to practice. And that's its own conversation that we can have. But you know, I wasn't ready yet. That's the short version. I wasn't ready to be there yet. And so ended up after a brief stint in Mallorca, where I nearly got married to a local to get a visa, stories, ended up back in the States. Thank God I got to learn how to actually run a practice, how to actually take care of people. And I also got to meet my wife. And so as of 5 minutes before this talk began, we finally got the confirmation that we got our visas to move to France. And so we're going to Toulouse or just near Toulouse. And we are going to be starting up Life 2 right there. And people have been asking, oh, so you're retiring? Dude, no, there's too many people to serve still. So I'm going to be still like teaching like crazy, getting involved with the school there, teaching through that, getting up whatever it takes to be able to open up a practice and take care of people in that area. Like it's happening. It's on.
What a cool journey, man. I've really
made to be boring, Jim.
It's not. I've really enjoyed our conversation today, man. I think that we took the gloves off. We covered some topics. We talked about your matriculation with life into chiropractic life. Yeah, it's a fun word. And yeah, good luck over there in France. I'm going to continuously follow your journey and follow your path. And hopefully I get a chance to hook up with you again at Mile High.
Awesome. Actually, if I can just one quick extra bit, because you said something for the students, and I know I didn't mention it because I was talking pure Chiro stuff. If I could say one extra thing to the students, it's no matter how good an adjuster you are, you've got to learn the business of chiropractic before you graduate. You're not going to learn it in school. Find a way to reach out. There's a lot of great resources for it, but get that stuff going before you graduate, because before you graduate, you have some sanity. Once you graduate, you have hunger, and that takes over your brain. You want to have the skills beforehand. So do what you can to get that going, please.
Amen. And if people want to learn more from you or connect with you, where can we send them to?
Dude, I help out Danny Knowles and Rochelle at Lifetime Wellness Practice. So if you go to lifetimewellnesspractice.com, happy to help you out on whatever we can to support you on the business and the systems that create raving fans, so people get the chiropractic results that you truly know are possible. Or epienergetics.com for network stuff.
Epienergetics.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's been.
Or I'm on Facebook. Hi.
Yeah. So find Dr. Matthew Mancuso on Facebook. Connect with him there. Reach out to him at the web address lifetimewellnesspractice.com or epienergetics.com. Love and appreciate you, man. Thanks for being on with us today. You're episode 697 of the Chiro Hustle Podcast.
Dude, you're a joy, and it's an honor to actually get to connect with you, to feel who you truly are. I'm looking forward to hanging more.
It's going to be the best ever. Well, thank you, and we'll close out like I always do. You guys are just one story away. Keep hustling. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye for now. See you, Matthew.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to Chiro Hustle. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.